You see the way that MM was like gnawing at his inside of his cheek and grinding that jaw? That is exactly how I felt watching this entire episode.
Okay, welcome to Superhero Club Presents The Boys After Show, your one-stop shop on Prime Video YouTube for all things Season 3 of The Boys. I am your co-host, KB, and I am joined by the illustrious Stephanie Williams. Whoop, whoop.
Hey, I'm happy to be here. Not happy if I was in this world of cluster, but I am very happy to be here. KB, what the hell?
Baby, that's me every week. I'm like, what happened? What is the truth? You know, like, do we need to send y'all to therapy? Every week, the answer is yes. I feel like there needs to be a place that's stronger than therapy, and that's where they need to go.
100% that. And we have, unfortunately or fortunately, pulled in someone else to talk about this mayhem. And I just say unfortunately because, wow, baby, we all got a lot to talk about today, and this episode is definitely one that was just full of everything. So let me stop rambling and get right into our guest. I would love to introduce you all to Dani Fernandez. Dani is a writer and actress who has written for Netflix, HBO Max, DC Comics. You've even seen her in animated form. She was in Ralph Breaks the Internet, and I remember that because I did that little that meme or that gif of your boy from the Django, and I was like, I know who that is. So anyway, she has hosted the Critics' Choice Super Awards on CW, and also is a huge fan of The Boys, which won that night. So without further ado, Miss Dani Fernandez.
Yes, thanks for having me.
Yes, we're so excited.
I thought you were going to be like, you had a perfect segue. You're going to be like, speaking of therapy, I would like to introduce y'all.
No,
someone who is up, someone who's very familiar with therapy, Dani Fernandez, everyone.
No,
welcome to our therapy session.
I mean that part, but Dani, no. We all could use therapy, but no more than the folks that are on this show because, yikes, is all I can say.
Yeah, I honestly kind of also want to say I probably don't wish any of these clients on a therapist. I don't know. I feel like it's just so hard. Like, can you imagine Butcher in therapy? Like, I would be like, please, I don't have it for you, sir. I cannot be your therapist. Like, I kind of feel like, no, thank you.
I can 100% think of him in therapy, and it was called The Sopranos. So,
well,
yes.
You know what? Point made.
Point made. All right. So before we get into our thoughts on, season 3, episode 5, let's take a look at what happened on episode 4. Roll that footage for us, please.
The most powerful are not above the law. Homelander has provided evidence of crimes committed by Stan Edgar.
Vicky, I'm glad you chose your own kind.
If we need to fight him, will you help me?
Okay, I'm in.
A-Train told me about your little plots.
Alex! Oh my God.
What's PCO with?
The thing that killed Soldier Boy.
Hello? You must be Nina. I'm after a particular weapon. We just gotta do a little job for her.
I want to try something.
It's not power, it's punishment.
Evening.
Why you do this to yourself on purpose?
You're better than this, kid.
Soldier Boy.
Ain't no team for me to hold together no more, but you
Hold her head up, Reggie.
Oh, God!
Yikes, the dildos of doom are back. And front and center. Oh my gosh.
I mean, Amazon, where's the merch? Where's the merch? I mean,
listen, a shirt that says dildos of doom would do numbers. I'm just saying, just give your girl like a little bit of credit, Like I would wear it.
I was not talking about shirts, but sure.
All right, so Dani, how are you feeling? Yes, how are you feeling about the events of episode 5?
Traumatized. I don't know. I love all the twists and turn, and I love the fact that Hughie is getting kind of addicted to Compound V. Like that, I'm super excited about. I love that character development for him. I just want to see him fully break bad, and so I love anytime like you see someone that's kind of seen as like a little innocent, you know. Although he's been doing some things outside of his innocence, but like I love a character that's seen as like a good guy, kind of turning a little, and how quickly it is that you can turn. So I'm excited about that.
Ooh, what about you, Steph? How are you feeling? I definitely feel like, you know, Hughie, aka Lil Billy Butcher, is definitely on a journey. That's for sure.
He is on a journey and on my last nerve because not you becoming the very thing that you do not like and took away at that point the love of your life, but you know that's his business. Wow, can we just cue up real quick the Soldier Boy experiments because that is a lot to dissect.
Так, как вы знаете, кожа субъекта продемонстрировала замечательную прочность. И это относится к внутренним тканям. Кожа субъекта непроницаема к сильному нагреву, даже при прямом воздействии огня и
You see the way that MM was like gnawing at his inside of his cheek and grinding that jaw. That is exactly how I felt watching this entire episode.
You know, I think for me this episode, the person that I was truly most surprised by was Ashley. When we talk about character development, the journey that she's going on this season is one to be seen for sure. Our girl is spiraling. She's like power hungry. She is becoming a little Homelander in some ways, just minus the superhero powers. And she is just becoming downright despicable. So like she is one to truly watch right now. It's her, it's Homelander. And really, it's still just A-Train being dumb. I feel like
I did want to talk about what you said about Ashley, though. But that's the stories that fascinate me is how addicting power is. And so I think you're seeing a parallel with, like I said, with Hughie, and something that we saw earlier as well is just like it's addicting once you get a little taste of it. And so even the good guys or the people on the good team, it's just seeing how quick it is for them to turn and if he's going to hang on to his morals, which I'm gonna say probably not.
Okay, so actually let's go ahead and get into major moments, and I've got a couple of them because there were a lot. So the first is Homelander having Vought. The whole entire Vought board shook. So now that Stan's not there anymore, it effectively feels like Homelander has taken his place and not Ashley, and Ashley's more of a puppet. But that's not, at all surprising. But then we have another move that takes place, and that happens in the crime analytics department, and that is the Deep taking over. And in fact, I just want to roll this clip because it is just audacious in itself, because the Deep crime analytics numbers, no.
It was an honor to lead crime analytics for the past 13 years. But all good things must come to an end. And the Vought board decided it was time for a change. So, allow me to introduce you to the new head of crime analytics, the Deep.
Thank you. Thank you for your service, Barb. Let's hear it for Barb. Come on, she did great. For someone with no practical experience, it's amazing.
Look, it's always been a big dream of mine to be able to fight crime, both at sea and on land. I'm here to tell you that if you work hard enough, there's nothing you can't achieve. Hashtag dream big, real big. Because Vought will make sure the right man, sorry, Barbara, right person gets the job.
So to break the ice, we brought
Cupcakes.
Cupcakes.
From Sprinkles.
That's right. Oh, and one more thing. Everyone just needs to sign up for performance reviews. Just a formality, nothing to worry about.
Are you gluten-free ones?
it's really the hashtag dream big for me. He said for someone who doesn't have any practical experience. Not you shading her and you can't read. Sir, what is the
I mean, that part right there. And then the Deep over crime analytics, like that is going to go I guess just fine, because it's probably not just him over it. It's his wife who, I mean, I want to
Yes.
know how far her hand is up his butt.
The way that she has weaseled her way into this and is now like taking over. Yeah, I mean, but yeah, seeing him, I feel like everyone between him and A-Train, and like there's so many of the superheroes that perfectly walk this line of being weaselly, being someone that could kill you in an instant and have killed people, but are also cowards.
Well, speaking of cowards, so let's talk about, I just want to talk real quick about A-Train. He has two moments in this episode. One, the conversation that he ends up having with Blue Hawk while at the Vought, you know, in Ashley's office or whatever. It does not go the way that I guess he thought it was gonna go, but what were you, I don't even know how he thought that was going to be productive, but he did. So he is too grown to be that foolish, but he is. And subsequently that leads to this, you know, again, like him trying to do two things at once, and his trying to get back into Homelander's good gracious. I mean, Homelander's, I don't know, like his good side or whatever. It's just really clouding his judgment, and real people are being harmed, and actually his loved ones, because you know, he shows up for this neighborhood I guess intervention, and it goes left very quickly.
Something for me this episode, just I'm gonna call it a small scene, because I really was like, what is the truth? Soldier Boy really, like, love got Soldier Boy down bad. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say not him being so delusional, like, oh my gosh, that he didn't even notice that everyone on his team hated him and thought he was a sociopath and, you know, wanted the worst for him. And he's in his little mind, in his head, in his bubble, like, oh, I'm in love, I'm living life, I'm doing things. He had no clue. And I was just like, I guess what it's like to be, you know, a white man superhero. You could just live in your mind, and I guess this is what it's like for him, living in, you know, like the boys universe, where he's just like, I can be so disillusioned that, you know, just live my life every day. I was like, so you didn't pay attention to the fact that truly everyone hated you, like you just didn't notice at all? Okay.
Do you feel like maybe they have an inkling, but they just don't care because they love the attention? You know, that's how Homelander is, right? Everybody hates him, and yet he can't be alone. He cannot be alone. And he needs like a team, he needs attention, he needs validation. That's what I mean about how weak. Also, sorry, Tony, I love you. I love Homelander. But that's how weak his character is that if he wasn't getting constant validation, he would crumble. So yeah,
You know,
strong in power, but very easily crumbable.
You know what?
Hey,
I think that's the difference between Homelander and Soldier Boy. So I think Homelander is very much aware that people hate him. He just overlooks it, because he's just like, okay, well, for the 5 people that hate me, there are 50 million that love me, so I don't care, right? Because even when they're talking to him about his approval ratings, they're like, yeah, you're down in the Black community. He's like, okay, but white men still love me, so what's the truth? Like he's like, I don't care. But I think Soldier Boy was like completely oblivious. Like, I think he was just in his head, you know, like he's from the 50s originally. So I truly just think he was living life in his own mind, and it never even occurred to him that people didn't like him. He was like, why wouldn't you like me? I'm Soldier Boy. Like, I feel like it just never crossed his mind. Whereas Homelander has had to kind of be confronted with the fact that people don't like him. He's just going to try to get over it. He's just going to find the people that love him more in this scenario, and not try to focus on the ones that, you know, dislike him. So, you know what, Dani, normally on the show, every week we pick a character to watch. And I did one for the full season, and my initial pick has now moved on to the afterlife. So because of that, you know, I ended up picking A-Train last week as someone to watch. So for you, kind of, who is the character to watch? Maybe not just for this episode, but also for the remainder of the season. Who do you have your eye on?
Definitely Maeve. I'm like super fascinated and curious about some of her potential relationships, and taking Homelander down, you know, like I think she might be the one to really do that. So I also don't know if we've fully seen all of her power. Yeah.
I agree. What about you, Steph? Who is your character to watch this week?
Yeah, because you know it keeps changing for me every single week, which is a smart move because you never know who's gonna die. But I think for me, it's really more so not a character but a relationship to watch, and that is between MM and his ex-wife's husband. Like I feel like there was a reason that they kind of showed like that little moment between the both of them when he went to go pick up his daughter and then ultimately ended up not picking her up. But I don't know, I just want to see if we get any payoff for that later and maybe the next episode or by the finale. So that is one that I'm very interested in because I know what I would like him to do. I just know we're gonna get that.
I feel like MM, might have to put him in the corner and be like, "Where were you on January 6th?" Like, I feel like I feel like he doesn't know that much about him, and he is showing some signs and some tendencies. And we might need to hem him up a little bit, ask him a few questions. I don't know. But for me, since not Stephanie just tried to shade me because mine died.
I'm sorry, girl. I did not mean to do that, but yes.
Who was yours? Supersonic?
Mine was Supersonic. Yes.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, well, for me now, you know what? I am gonna go with the Deep, right? Because the Deep is, first off, his wife gotta go. I mean, clearly her intentions are not pure, but he is so dense that he's like not even really picking up on it. But I feel like what's happening is she is, kind of turning his neck to get him to move up in the ranks of Vought, and then she'll probably just murder him and take over or something, and like have him something like in the will that's like, oh, in the event that I perish, my wife gets to take control of whatever position I'm in Vought International, etc. So I feel like we need to watch the Deep because I don't know. I need him to wake up because it's literally like he's sleepwalking through everything. He doesn't pick up on anything that's occurring. He just follows blindly. And he needs to kind of come to towards the end of this season. But also, he's the only one that I guess doesn't really care that Homelander is, a sociopath. He just kind of overlooks it every single time. Like, it's fine. He's Homelander. And I'm like, Deep, what is the truth? Like, where does your allegiance lie?
I was just gonna say them doing that in memory of Timothy video. I told Anthony, I was like, y'all need to go to jail for this.
The disrespect. It was so
like, y'all should go to jail for this. You're sickos. Also, I'm like curious about the Deep. Doesn't he eat? Like, I get that he doesn't want to eat his friends, but if like sea animals eat other sea animals, right? I'm just curious. Please answer this. What animals do you eat? What fish? Minnows? I don't know.
I mean, it's truly the circle of life, so I'm confused. Like, I mean, it's really just the way of things. So, Deep, what is the truth?
Also, he could be eating some of the sea life, not in that way, but
okay.
I don't know. Yeah, so we'll leave it that way.
I'm like,
so
finish.
I think he might be eating some sea animals, all right, but not in the way that we're thinking.
Okay. Well, you mean not in the way that Dani and I are thinking, because you're
I'm off hay because listen, after what happened in what was that, episode 3? Whatever, I'm all jumbled up now, but whatever happened, that episode happened when him and his wife were having relations and Timothy was present. The floodgates, literally, they opened for him and also poor Timothy. So I'll just leave that there.
R.I.P. Timothy.
R.I.P.
All right, so let's talk about the next episode. Episode 6 is on the horizon. It is coming. Very much looking forward to it. Dani, what do you think may happen? This is where we get into our speculations. Like, where do you think we're headed in episode 6?
Yeah, I'm just really fascinated to see what happens with Kimiko. Like, I just like her journey, and now that she's kind of I don't want to give anything away. She's like, we're seeing her blossom. We're seeing her bloom. I'm trying to not give things away. So I'm really excited to see both her relationship with Frenchie is clearly on a upwards trajectory. which don't take that away from us. It's like, let me write my fan fiction and slide it over to Eric. But that, and just like more of her abilities and her kind of coming out like a little bit more. And so I think that that'll only increase her power, increase her character arc and development. So very, very excited about, you know, what she's going to be up to this episode.
Can I speculate? More stress. We'll definitely get that. Soulja Boy is on his little tour of revenge himself. So I'm just wondering what is next to come. I mean, like, what's going to happen next? Like, who is Soulja Boy going to take out next? Because it's not looking good at all for anyone. Also, what's up with Hughie and this Compound V? Will he take more? How will that go? His relationship with Starlight, it is circling the toilet right now. It actually might even be fully down the drain.
What am I speculating? Whew, goodness. That Ashley's going to continue to get worse and she probably has to die. I just don't
but
see it
wound
either.
Homelander on your way out.
Right, something. Have a hero moment on your way out in some capacity. You know, I don't know. I feel like most of my speculations revolve around murder, and I don't know what that says about me and watching this show, but mostly because I feel like anyone could die at any moment. So yeah, I'm still standing by. Frenchie or Kimiko might not make it. Ashley probably gonna die. I think, like, also if you don't have powers, and at any moment,
you do have powers.
At any moment, right. That's true, because Supersonic. I mean, I was like, dang. So yeah, you're right. Anyone could be on the chopping block at any moment, and so my speculation is that one of the three of them, or two of the three of them, maybe all three of them, might not make it. You know, by season's end. So that's what I'm speculating. That's where I'm at.
All right. So I think that's it. Which sounds wild to say because, again, we're talking about the boys. But Dani, I just want to thank you so much for joining us to talk about this show, because sometimes just the two of us, it's just not enough, because there's just so much mayhem, dildos, butts, all that to kind of talk about. And
always.
Well, I mean, the human anatomy, if you want a lesson in that, watch The Boys. You also get to see how bodies explode. So without further ado, Dani, if you have anything that you want to plug, now is your time to do it.
Hell yeah. I'm at Ms. Dani Fernandez on all the things. Please follow me. Can I plug my comic? Am I allowed to?
Sure.
There's a comic. They're going to be like, she didn't read the comic, and yet she's plugging a comic, and yes, I am. So, because that's what we do. It is DC Pride 2022, which Stephanie also was in. I got to write Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy, my two queer icons. And I got to write some spice in there too. So
yes, and it's good.
You know, I love this spice.
As for myself, as Dani mentioned, yes, please go pick up DC Pride, which is a phenomenal book full of a bunch of queer creators. We are in Agenda Month, my favorite month of the year, and we're talking about Pride Month. So go ahead and pick that up. And also, while you're at the comic books shop, pick up Nubia, Queen of the Amazons #1. That is also out. But as far as social media, if you want to, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Steph_I_Will. Sometimes I get into iMovie and I do some edits, and there might be a Dildo of Doom edit coming from me to some nice sounds of R&B.
Oh, there's always time and space for R&B in any scenario and capacity. So how do I follow that up? Well, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter only, the Lady KB, TheLadyKayB. And you can follow me for things. I'm always doing things, interviewing talent. Listen, if you want to hear my thoughts on Jurassic World, All Rise, which is back and one of my favorite shows, and P-Valley, which is another one of my favorite shows, then you should watch the Real Critic Roundtable. We have an episode now where we talk about all of those things, which are some of my favorite things. And if you follow me on social, you can get the link there. And also, yeah, I do a lot of interviews for Nerdophiles, The Beat. We talked about San Diego Comic-Con is coming up. I will be there, so let's chat the boys in person. And I have a new show coming out on iHeart in the fall called On Call with KD. So you can get ready for that. It's coming out in September. I'm super excited. So yeah, that is it for my personal plugs. Please do not forget to Please do not forget to subscribe to the Prime Video YouTube channel right now so you don't miss an episode of Superhero Club Presents The Boys After Show. We have plenty of amazing guests just like Jani, who joined us today. So thank you again, Dani, for joining us. And as always, you can catch up on The Boys right now only on Prime Video. So until next Friday, thank you for joining and see you soon.